Hello all and welcome back. So in this video, let's continue our discussion and now do the question return subsequences which we discussed in the last video. So pretty sure that you have tried it yourself. If you are able to get the answer, then you are doing pretty great. If in case you face some problem, then let us discuss and I'm pretty sure that all your problem will be solved, right? So let us now try to actually apply the recursion framework only, everyone. So before running on to the solution or starting to code, I always suggest that please make sure that you're able to break down your problem on what exactly you want, okay? Now the reason I'm pushing a lot on these steps every time is when you will do the assignment, when you will be giving any interview, any OA or solving these questions, this is how your approach should be, okay? And the questions which you want to discuss now, they are actually at a little hard level, okay? So if you're understanding, if you follow the framework and your understanding is clear, then you will not be facing so many problems, okay? Great. So we have already seen that if the input is ABC, then how the answer which I'm going to get is something like this. Now I expect this answer to be in a list, something which we have already discussed in the last module where we did all indices of a number that we can print, we can return as a list, we can give a list and get answer here. Okay, so all these things you'll be able to code easily once you understand the basics, right? Okay. Now let me just follow the framework, everyone, and let us see. I think the problem can be broken down into the very first thing which you should actually understand is that yes, the problem can be broken down into simple, smaller problems, right? How that can be broken down, let us see. Let's say if I'm given ABC as an input and I get out BC from here, okay? Now, if I ask recursion to give me all the subsequence of BC, then the subsequences is going to be something like this: B, C, BC and empty list, right? So this is an empty list, just taking a little space here. Now my whole aim is to make sure that by using what I have, so I have this A character with me, right? And by what recursion have returned to me, can I somehow get my answer? I feel that yes, you can get your answer. And how you can do that? See, if you just attach A to each and every subsequence of BC, I think your answer will be there. How I can do that? Pay attention, everyone. See, what I'm saying is, if you are able to attach A in front of all the subsequences of B and C, which recursion has returned, and you don't have to worry how recursion is going to return the answer. That is something which we assume. It's going to be AB, AC, ABC, and empty string. So if I do A plus empty string, it's going to be something like A only, right? So this, and if you will see, actually we have 8 strings in front of us. And these are the total, all the subsequences of my ABC, right? So I hope you are able to visualize now how I am able to break the problem and what exactly I'm going to do. Again, this step is very, very important because now you can take a call that yes, this problem seems to be one which can be solved using recursion. Okay, everyone. So let's move forward now. First, now let us think of base case. Base case in this particular problem, I believe, can be that if my string is empty, if n is equals to 0, then I can just return a list like this, right, which is having a empty set, like empty subsequence. Okay, so this is my base case, everyone. Because an empty string of length n is equals to 0, it's going to have one subsequence, which is nothing but an empty string. Okay, again a little bit tricky, but these are the concepts of combinatorics normally, the permutation and combination. But I hope you're able to understand the same, that a string with an empty, which is having nothing, is having one subsequence which is nothing. Okay, and you can also assume that every string is actually subsequence of itself. ABC, we have ABC as subsequence. So on that note also, if n is equal to 0, I can return this one subsequence which is empty string. Okay, so not n is not equal to 0 here, my bad. Length of n is 0 and this is empty. Second is recursive call. Now in this particular question, I have to make sure that I make recursion call first because I will be working on my answer, right? There is no way I can work on the answer first and then call the recursion. So that's why, okay, that's why I'm going to make the recursion call first. Okay, just call on whatever the string you are getting and take a slice of that with first character missing and ask recursion to get all the permutations, right? So just ask recursion in, let's say, a small list to get all permutations for you. So get permutations and you should be good, right? And third is your work. Now, one thing which you're gonna feel in questions going forward is that your work or calculation is gonna increase a lot because these are a little bit tricky questions, okay? So the amount of work which you have to do actually might be increased. But again, the understanding is that if you're able to do your work properly, if you actually just follow everything the way you have written, the way you have conceptualized, then everything is going to be fine and you won't face any problem. Okay, everyone? So now let us do this. I hope the understanding is properly clear. So what I have to do, if my S1 is equals to an empty string, all I have to do is I have to create an empty list and I can just return, let me just create this empty list with a empty single character and I can return this. Okay, so this is the base case. Base case is taken care of, right? Now next is, see, this is returning me a list, right? That's how I've defined the overall function here, right? This is going to be returning me a list. On the same understanding, I can just ask recursion. I can just ask recursion that, hey, can you please return me all the subsequences of whatever I'm passing you? And recursion should be good to give you. Now this is the step. This is exactly the step where when your string was ABC and you know that you are passing BC here, you have to assume that your small answer, it will have B, C, BC and an empty character. Okay. So we will see about the sequence, but you have to actually assume now, and we have now seen a lot of example of that, how this assumption works, that you are getting this particular in your small answer. Now with small answer having all of these 4 subsequences, can you create your answer or not? That is the whole thing now. So pay attention everyone again now, what's going to happen. This is the final answer which I'm going to return, and I don't have to go in depth or anything. That I've already told you that this is something which we do after writing the code. Okay, and that has fabulously served us till now. We have been able to solve so many questions, and while writing the code, we don't have to worry on that. Okay, cool. Now, the very first thing which I believe is, because these four were also part of my ABC, these 4 were part of my subsequence, okay, of ABC, I should just add all 4 of them in my answer, right? Because they will be the part of my final answer. So I can just extend and add small answer here. Okay. Now what I've done here, extend is some function which you have already seen. So if I have to explain you extend quickly, what happen is that if let's say your list is, so let me quickly explain you about extend. If your list L2 is 1, 2, 3, and if you write L2 extend, and let's say you pass 4, 5, 6, something like this, then each and every of these element gets added to your L2 list. That is what extend is. If you will append, it will get appended like this, which is not something which we want, right? This is not something we want. We want that every character, and let me see if I can get the definition here. So extend list by appending elements from the iterable. So if you're providing an iterable, and these are the things which we have already covered in the foundations of Python, right? In this particular course only. If you have a little less idea, we'll highly suggest to go and see that once again, because these things are going to get used a lot going forward. Okay. So once I do this, your L2 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'm going to make it a lot easy for you so that each and every one of you are able to understand. I will be getting something like this here. I'm again not focusing a lot on the order as of now. We will see the same as well. We will be able to make an order. That is not a problem. We will be able to create a right order. Okay. So if this is the string which you have, when you extend here, your answer is also having these strings, right? So as of now, your answer is now having this string. Now the next thing which we actually saw, was I have to do something through which I can take each and every element of my small answer and add a or the element which I am keeping with myself in front of that, and the element which I am keeping in with myself in front of that. And I think that is also pretty much easy thing to do. We have now done this a lot of times. So for I, or I would say for each permutation in small answer, what I have to do is I can just append S1 of 0, which is my character. Actually, let me just define it as my character as well, so that it is a lot easy to understand. I just have to append my character in front of each permutation. And once I do this, I will be having my answer. Okay. So yeah, this is the code. If the understanding is clear, you will see the code is a lot easy, right? The code is actually a lot easy. Let me run it. And we are able to get our answers. Okay. And we are able to get our answers. Now let us try to understand this a little bit more deep, because the understanding is going to help you a lot in future question as well. So pay attention again, everyone. What's going to happen? I'm calling my function with string abc and asking it to get me all the subsequences, right? Subsequences we have discussed in length in the last video, so please make sure that you see that. It makes a recursive call. On part of my string. Then now you can think of everything which is going to go down. You have written your code. I'm very fine with that if you think of this now, because actually if you will understand in your interviews or your any competition, if you keep on drawing this before writing the code, it is going to take a lot of time, right? So the approach which I have told works pretty fine. I have cleared number of OAs, number of competitions and doubt using this particular approach only, and it seems to serve me well every time. Next is going to call on C, and at each of these places, this is the character we are keeping for ourselves, A, B and C. Now next one is going to call for an empty string. Now we know that this seems to be the base case, and it is going to return me a empty string like this. Okay. With this empty string with me, what I have done is, first I have extended. So I'm going to create another list here, which is going to be my answer of this function. Let me name this function answer 2, answer 1, 2 and 3. So let me call it answer 3. Okay, just for the division. And I am saying that, hey, first in answer 3, add whatever you are getting from the function call, which is a small answer. So this will be get added, and then add my character in front of whatever you have got. So this is going to be your answer 3, which is going to get returned to P. Now again, here we will create an answer 2. So let me make it here answer 2. It is going to say the same thing. Hey, first add everything which you have returned, which you have got, and then add B in front of them, right? So it's got a little bit messy, but should be fine. I hope you're able to catch it, everyone. Let me actually make it to the some die state. That would be better. 1 second. So yeah, I think this is a little bit clear, right? Or let me try. Okay, should be fine. I think we can see it here only, right? Now, once I have gotten my answer 2, and which is I'm going to return the answer 1. Okay, it's also asking, hey, first add all of them, and here is something you will understand. You will be able to make sense of order as well. For example, I will see that because I am appending this first to my answer, the answer 2 which I am getting, what's going to happen here is that I will get these first in my answer as well when I will see that, right? So pay attention here, everyone. These are the first 4 strings, right? Empty string C, B and BC. Okay, so that's why I was saying that we will be able to make sense of order as well. Now answer 1 going to first add all these and then add A in front of them and add A in front of them. So not writing that, I hope pretty sure that this is clear now. This is what you're going to see. And now I hope you're able to see how the order is getting made. Please try to make it yourself once, because I want that all of you understand how this order is getting made as well. Okay, it's not just that we are just seeing the answer. We should be comfortable with the understanding and not just the answer. Okay, let me run it quickly for you. So the last visualization. Okay, now I'm doing all this because in the very first time it's going to help you a lot. Okay, great. So see everyone, S1 ABC. It's gonna make a call to BC, then call to C, and then call to A. So sorry, empty string. Empty string gonna return the answer, which is an empty list. So let it return, right? It got the small answer as empty list, and it's gonna make its answer now. So its character is C. It's going to create an empty list, and it's going to add everything there, right? So that's now the loop is going to run. First we extend. So whatever was there, we are able to add. Now we are adding C here. The loop is finished. We are going to return this answer, and my BC1, the return subsequence function with S1 as BC is going to get the small answer as this. Now going forward, everyone, my char is B. answer is going to be an empty list again. I'm going to first extend it, and I've told you already, extend, just add all the elements here. So see, it's got extended. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add B in front of them. So see, first B gets added in front of this, so it's a B only. Then it's get added in front of this, so it's going to be BC, right? If you would have added this my character towards the end, then your string would have been made CB, which would have not been right. Okay, CB would not have been right, because sequence is something which you have to maintain in subsequence as well. Now this is your small answer. This is the final answer which you want to return. And here was when I asked you to write the code. Like, this is where you actually have to visualize and write your code. You have to assume that this is the small answer which you're going to get, and now write your code. And if you're writing your code properly, then this code is going to get toppled down to the recursion and everything is going to work fine. So this is the answer after extending. And now I hope you understand how it's going to get added. Just adding A in front of them. And finally, I'm going to return my answer. So this is the return value. And seems like we have written a fabulous code for getting all the subsequences. It's going to run extremely well. Doesn't matter how long the string is. Okay. So see everyone. 1 second, let it say. We are able to get for 4 characters as well. Right? Just understand one thing as well. If someone interview asks you that, hey, I don't want it in this order, you can just remove this and extend afterwards as well. So these are small things which if you will change in your code and see the answer and also draw everything the way I've drawn, you will be able to get hold of them. Okay, everyone. So yeah, with that, I hope the question properly of getting and returning all the subsequences of a given string is clear. Please focus on the pattern. Please focus on exactly what the problem is and how we are actually moving towards a solution rather than remembering the code or just, I would say, solving it quickly. Take your time, draw all the trees, draw all the function calls, make sure you're able to get the order right, and then you will feel a lot more confident. Okay. So cool, everyone. Now let's meet in the next class and solve more questions. Thank you.